another episode. Today we are going to take another dive into my Van Halen and David Lee Roth collection. I do these periodically because that was my favorite band growing up, and I have tons of various things, vinyl, CDs, what have you, to show off. So that's what we're doing again today. And today we're going to be looking at my 12-inch vinyl maxi single collection for the band and Dave. So here we go. First up, from 1984, we've got Jump, of course, the #1 single. So these all are from United Kingdom, from Europe. We didn't get so many. I think like more like top 40 or R&B or dance artists would put things like this out in the United States, but like rock bands, like all these would have to come from overseas. They were all released overseas, and they're basically just these maxi singles that would usually have the single and then one or two other tracks thrown in there. So for instance, on Jump here, you've got the back is Running with the Devil and House of Pain. They're not promos they would put out. You could find them in the record stores. I don't know why they didn't release this kind of stuff in the United States, but as far as I know, it was always, an import for me. It was always something from Europe that I was buying when I was picking these up. Now we have Panama from the 1984 album. And what's interesting is this image that they used for the 12-inch maxi single. This, if you picked up the 7-inch single of I'll Wait, this was the image they used for I'll Wait. So I don't know how they got flipped, because I'll Wait has the Panama's artwork. It's kind of weird. But this was from the 1984 album. And the B-side of this had Dance the Night Away and Girl Gone Bad. It's interesting with these, I noticed a lot of times it would be the single and then whatever the B-side of the single was, in this case Girl Gone Bad, and then they'd throw on like some older track, in this case Dance the Night Away. Kind of interesting that the choice that they did, instead of, obviously, they don't want to use another track from 1984, but kind of interesting, way to put these out. Kind of cool. And we've got I'll Wait full-length version, because there was an edit, and this had Drop Dead Legs on it, as well as In the Cradle Will Rock and Pretty Woman, which is kind of cool. And again, this artwork, if you bought the 7-inch Panama single, that's the artwork that was on the Panama single. I don't know why these got flipped between I'll Wait. The back, I always kind of liked this, like these little yellow dashes. For some reason, I don't know if that comes across on the camera, but for some reason I always thought that kind of stood out for some reason. But unlike most of them that had 3 tracks, this one had 4, and 2 kind of classic tunes, and The Cradle Will Rock and Pretty Woman. This was actually the very first maxi single. I remember finding this in a record store in 1984, and I'd never really seen something like this before, so it was just kind of like stood out. It was like, wow, what's that? And I don't know how much they charged for it. Maybe it was $5, $6, $7, but I would want to say this is maybe the beginning of my collecting phase, when I became a collector of Van Halen stuff, because this is probably the first thing, other than a cassette or an album, that I bought, like the first sort of collectible kind of thing. So yeah, this is probably the beginning of this, tons and tons of money later. But I still have this, kind of sentimental, right? We've got Hot for Teacher, which is backed with Hear About It Later and Little Dreamer. It's kind of cool how they just kind of put these other tracks on there to give you a little taste of their back catalog. What's interesting about this is 1984, released near the end of 1984, and I think this might be the first mention. The album would always say, this is from the Warner Brothers album 1984. It's available on LP and cassette, and it would have the catalog number. And this is actually also has compact disc. So this is probably the first time you're seeing that on an album, the mention of a compact disc. The fall of 1984. It's kind of interesting. 1985, we get David Lee Roth's cover of California Girls. And what's interesting about this one, if you see the little hype sticker here, it comes with it's a limited edition 12-inch, but it also includes a poster of Van Halen's David Lee Roth. Yep, 1985, he was still Van Halen's David Lee Roth. So this has got the artwork here, and I believe this, because this single was released with a remix, yeah, so the A side is just the single from the album, and then side 2 is the remix. And the remix is kind of like, it starts off with him singing, and then in the middle it kind of has a breakdown, which is essentially, it's like they took the beginning of the song and put it in the middle, and then added this sort of like a cappella chorus to the beginning to introduce the song. But kind of cool. And then it came with a poster, which I believe was the Crazy from the Heat album cover artwork. You can see that. So this one was kind of a little bonus to it with the poster there, but that's California Girls. From Eat 'Em and Smile, 1986, we've got the maxi single from Yankee Rose. Shy Boy and Easy Street are included on the back. This, I actually have never opened. It's still shrink wrapped. And the price tag's still on it. I don't remember where I bought this. My guess is in New York somewhere, but the price tag's still on here, $3.49. I probably bought this in '86. So that's what I was paying for these 12-inch maxi singles back then, $3.49. 1988, we get Just Like Paradise, and this was the special collector's pack, which included a big giant poster, the record, let's see if they got the record, the B-side, the A-side's Just Like Paradise, the B-side is The Bottom Line, and then they put Yankee Rose from Eat 'Em and Smile, his previous album, on here. It's like this, opens up like a wallet, this flap opens up and the record would be in there, and that's where the poster is. The poster, I think, if I remember correctly, it's pretty big. I don't know what the dimensions are, but it's bigger than like a movie poster, but I think it's just a picture of Dave standing there or whatever. But in the back they just got the artwork for Eat 'Em and Smile and Skyscraper there. But kind of cool little thing. You know, like I said, this kind of interesting little collectible kind of stuff never came out in the United States. It was only in Europe. I don't know why. I don't know. I don't understand what that was, but that was the case. Speaking of posters, also from 1988, also from the Skyscraper. This is actually not it looks like it's a 12-inch, but it's not. It's actually got the 7-inch of Damn Good in here. But it's in a 12-inch thing because this, just like Paradise, it comes with a poster. And again, I think it's just a poster of Dave, just him posing or whatever. But they call this a double A-sided single because on one side you have Damn Good, which was the third single, and on the B side you have Stand Up, which was the second single. So this would, even though it was kind of showcasing Damn Good, I guess you could take this out and flip it around and it would have the stand-up artwork maybe on it. Well, there's the stand-up artwork. And this has got a promotion for him appearing live at the Hammersmith Odeon in London in August. But kind of cool. But again, this is a 7-inch, not a 12-inch. My bad. 1991, we get A Little Ain't Enough from A Little Ain't Enough. And this has the B-side, Baby's on Fire, and then it also has Tell the Truth, which was on that album, but this is the blues remix of Tell the Truth. And the back is, with this album, you kind of stuck with this devil motif. A lot of the early promotional materials just had that devil on them. But kind of cool. A Little Ain't Enough. Cool video. And finally, also from A Little Ain't Enough, 1991, we get Sensible Shoes. And this one, he decided to, for the other tracks, he went back and he put on California Girls and Just a Gigolo, I Ain't Got Nobody. for the backing of this. Again, I don't think. I think this was released in England as like a 7-inch single, 45. But I think in America, I don't think when he released this album in 1991, I don't think there were any like singles released from it. There were no 45s or anything like that. Because I think at that point in 91, they were kind of phasing 7-inch, 45s out. They were kind of, going by the wayside. So, especially with rock bands. So there was no, so I don't know that there was like a B-side for Sensible Shoes, or else I would imagine it would be on here. That's maybe why it's got 2 tracks from Crazy from the Heat. But Sensible Shoes, 12-inch. That's the end of my 12-inch import maxi singles, whatever you want to call them, for Van Halen and David Lee Roth. So please like the video, please subscribe, leave me a comment, let me know. Maybe some of you out there have other ones than this. There's certainly a lot by Van Halen after Dave leaves that I don't have. But it'd be great to hear some comments from you, some, stuff like that. And, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.